With the release of Pheasant Park, there are a whole bunch of brand new things coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild, one of which is the new Great One Pheasant. And yes, that's what we're going to go over in today's video. There are a whole bunch of brand new fur types coming for the Great One Pheasant, and I'll throw up the concept art right now. Now right off the bat, the first three that really got my attention were the Citrine, Sapphire and Emerald, just off the concept arts alone. Now those favourites have changed ever since the actual photos have came out of what they look like, because they look very different to what they did in the concept art. But we are going to go ahead and pull up the photos of what they actually look like now in game, and we are going to go over and talk about each one. Now first off, we have my least favourite, Garnet. Now I'm not a really big fan of this one, I just don't like the colouring of it. It looks a bit too basic and a bit too dark. It doesn't really stand out, and overall it's just a pretty boring colour combination, and that's why it's in number 8 for me and not any higher on the list. Now in our 7th spot, I've sort of got another one along the same lines of, it's just seems a little bit too basic. It's just sort of brown with like a sort of red head. It's nothing that stands out way too much. Therefore, it is on the lower side of our list, just because I like stuff that sort of pops out and looks a bit different from the rest, and this one just really isn't doing it for me. Next up in number 6, we have Emerald. Now this is a bit higher up on my list just because it's got a different sort of colour from what you usually see in the normal pheasants in the game. It is sort of a different shade of green, so it stands out a little bit more from the rest of them, therefore it is a little higher on the list. Now in our number 5th spot we have Obsidian. Now this one is one of the more darker plumage types, and I know I said I like brighter ones, but I just can't get over the green and blue flashes throughout its body. It looks insanely good, and I would definitely love to get this one if we ever grind for a pheasant. In our number 4 spot we have Sapphire. Now I just love the plumage type on this with the green and blue all the way around the neck and going down to the chest sort of area. It looks good. It's another sort of basic one when you look at it from sort of the chest down. It is pretty basic, but up above like the head and the neck and stuff, it's really beautifully coloured, and that is why it is in my number 4th spot. Coming in our 3rd spot, we have Citrine. Now this is another one of those sort of basic ones, but it is in my top 3 just because it is very vibrant and very bright. It is basically just straight yellow all over. It looks really clean, and I definitely would like to get this one on the grind. It is a little bit on the basic sort of side, as in there's nothing really special, but there's just something about it that I really love. Coming in our 2nd spot, we have Ruby. Now Ruby is just another one of those really beautiful pheasant types, where it's sort of red with a lot of white on its back. It just looks extremely good with the layout that they've chosen, or sort of like the pattern that they've put on it. I really do like it, and this is definitely one of the ones that I would not complain about grinding for. And in my number 1 spot we have Pearl. They have gone outright crazy on this one, man. It is straight blue, it's got blue all over it, it's got white, it's got a whole different combination of colours just sort of chucked in there somewhere, and it is amazing, and I am all for it. This is the top one that I would go for in the grind. If I was to grind pheasants, this is the one that I'd hope would spawn in, because this one is absolutely beautiful. However, I would be happy with any of the pheasants in this list, especially if we have to grind another 7,000 kills just like the fallow deer grind. We definitely don't want to be grinding that many, because yeah, that was terrible. That was horribly long. But that is my list for the pheasants in Hunter Call of the Wild 2026. And other than that, we'll see you next time.